program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch. That's exactly my point, ladies and gentlemen. You are what you watch. If you watch the intros that comes in, after all, that's been playing for some 5 years. My hair's still black. I guess with all the topics I've been discussing, it turns it white. At least I'm not losing it. Or maybe I am if I bend down. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem with everything today in the news that we receive is what I call the tyranny of truth. Then again, it puts away and it just shames whatever you can put together as fiction. Regardless of the popularity or perception, whatever is not the truth remains false. It does not become the truth. Incidentally, I am sure you have all watched the great interview yesterday of Pinoy and Boy Abunda, the king of hosting TV shows. Interestingly enough, the topic the persistent questions were all about the mother and the father. The Philippine heroes, after all, their names and faces are in the Philippine peso, now together with Pinoy's face. And soon, I'm sure, we will have Chris as well. At the rate this is going, is this what we call good governance? Now, to understand good governance, the problem, sad to say, I mean, the poor guy, the president, I mean, he's saddled with so many issues, and all of them are priority. You can't say, ito muna, ito muna, ito muna. Hindi. Sabay-sabay po lahat yan eh. The propensity, the capacity, the competence, all are required to be one and the same with the same intensity, so to speak. So, going back to how I start the show every week, you're what you read, you're what you hear, and you become what you watch. Ladies and gentlemen, we will discuss the cost of peace. Last week, we had Congresswoman Siti Jalan, gosh, I'm murdering her name, Siti Hataman. Siti Hataman is the congresswoman, and her husband is the Governor Mujib. We were talking about the Bangsamoro Framework Agreement. Let's go into that issue before we tackle the other headline issues like the DAP, which we're all waiting for, if ever that's even going to be resolved. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest, you all know him. He's been here with us many, many times, and he's given us a lot of very good political insights. We have Pastor Boy Saycon, SecGen of the COPA. Hi, Boy. Thank you very much for being here. Alam mo, timely to eh. About a year ago, when you're saying February 14,
Yes.
when Sabah was invaded by the royal forces of the Sultan of Sulu, no less. You figured in the headlines, and pinatawag ka pa nga ng NBI, and lumabas, hey, you didn't do anything. You didn't fund the invasion, so to speak, and whatnot. But let's look at the bigger picture today. We have the Bangsamoro entity, which is being settled or arbitrated in a foreign land. Pero yung Bangsamoro, wait, hang on, Mindanao, hindi ba Pilipinas yan? Pero bakit natin pinag-uusapan? Sa Malaysia. Tapos lahat ng mga foreigner nakikilam. Ang UK, of course, you have the International Commission on...
The International Contact Group, they call it.
Contact Group. And there's another one pa. And they're all celebrating ang galing ng Pilipino, ang galing ni Pinoy. Kasi the Bangsamoro Framework is going to be there. But, hang on. It says until May, bago lumabas yung legislative agreement. Diba? They put together a commission of 7 people or 8 people who they call elders, or Congresswoman Siti says. And they're going to put that together, and then it's going to be given to Congress for deliberation, and then thereafter to the president, and then the plebiscite, so to speak. Anong naiiba nito about a year ago? Plus, the relationship with the Sultan. Nakalimutan ata ang Sultan, ano?
Number one, the Sultanate of Sulu, for that matter, the present Sultan now, Ismail, wants peace. It has never raised arms against the government. Even at the height of the MNLF, which was funded then by Malaysia, because they were founded in Malaysia, trained in Malaysia, the Sultanate of
Fact
Sulu...
yan, fact.
It's a fact.
The MNLF, ha? Fact.
The
Okay.
MNLF was founded in Malaysia in an island where they trained called Pangkor Island. Now, this was an offshoot of the Jabida Massacre. That's
Yung
why...
kay Ninoy pa yan,
Ninoy
Jabida
pa yan.
Massacre. Yeah, kay Ninoy pa yan.
So, that is why Malaysia hosted this
Okay.
independence movement. No? And until today, after supporting the MNLF, it drops the MNLF, now it's supportive of the MILF.
That's what we're seeing now.
That's what we're seeing now. Now, how comprehensive is this consultation? For the government to say that the people were fully informed, they were given the priority to participate. No? If you will erase the MNLF framework at that time, which is the present governor Mujib Ataman inherited,
Yes.
which is the ARMM.
ARMM now.
Okay, now, all of a sudden will change. The ARMM was an offshoot of the MNLF struggle, which is Tausug based.
Okay.
Okay.
Tausug, ha? Okay.
Tausug based. The Sultanate of Sulu are Tausug based, or they are called the Bangsa Suluk people.
Okay.
These two entities now, the other one becomes an enemy of the new entity. While the Sultanate, who's proprietary over the land,
Siya may-ari.
siya may-ari paano niyang sinusurrender na pati soberanya nung kanyang ari-arian? The government said that the consultation is comprehensive. Hindi naging divisive eh. Yung kakampi, naging kaaway.
Parang ganun nga, MNLF, MILF.
Oo, because ngayon, nanganak pa. Within
BIFF,
the MILF,
oo.
nagkaroon pa BIFF, no? May Abu Sayyaf ka pa.
May abusayap pa.
No, so, all of these things, I believe, the President was sincere in saying, I want a comprehensive approach to this. All stakeholders must be given the opportunity to be heard. We still have to receive a formal invitation, formally given to the Sultanate of Sulu.
How is Ding Deles and the OPAP and all of them, how can they get together and just bypass and not bring them in when the instruction of the President is supposed to be comprehensive? So, niloloko nila si Pinoy.
Ang nangyayari, hindi comprehensive, selective.
Selective. So, niloloko nila Presidente.
Kasi
kung gusto ng
bakit?
Presidente.
Yun ang bidding ng Malaysia eh. Because Malaysia
Nakikialam na naman.
will refuse any effort to regain North Borneo or Sabah today.
Of course. It's
And,
to their
and, and,
interest.
and if they can strengthen the new entity today
To their favor.
to their favor, because why? The MILF will owe a lot of favor to Malaysia for brokering this peace.
Utang
So
na loob.
therefore,
Let it
for
go.
effort for the other Bangsamuluk people, or which is the Tausug base, will find it harder to gain government support, to regain the patrimony of the land. We're not born. Kaya
So, interests prevail.
the interest and the truth that we want is not the truth that we want to see. It's half-truth.
So what you're saying is the arbitrator, Malaysia, together with the international community, are all being fooled somewhat.
Okay, why is Great Britain part of it? Great Britain was the one that wrongfully ceded North Borneo to Malaysia
Totoo
when
yan.
the state was in
Yan ba,
Malaysia's
Rason? I was trying to figure out the link bakit nandoon ng UK.
No,
Yung
because-
pala yun eh.
Because the lease
North Borneo.
was done by the British citizen by
This
the name
over
of
100
Alfred
years.
Ed.
Over 100 years ago ito, ha?
Yes. Now, he ceded it to the royal crown. Yung lease. not the proprietary, because
Yung lease.
that's
So-
why yung
So, upa. Upa.
Hanggang ngayon, nagbabayad ang Malaysia.
Oh,
Ng
there's
annual.
proof of that.
There's proof of that. I have copies of those checks. So-
Pero it's peanuts.
But still, no, the
proof
spirit of the
There's
lease
proof of rental.
is alive
Yes.
and recognized.
It's proof of rental.
So, I wish, no, our people will not just jump, no, especially the people of OPAP, no, to present a done product, no, that Malaysia will appreciate. No, we Filipinos must be the stakeholders and we should benefit from this peace process.
Okay, the way I see it, ang mangyayari nito, because of the change of name, the attitude, and the resurgence of the MOA AD, which is basically one and the same document
Correct.
with a different title, okay, segregates all the current stakeholders that are there.
Correct.
Okay, and this is sustaining. Where does the administration, or Pinoy and his administration, come to terms with actions that is against the interest of these stakeholders? Dapat Pilipino binabantayan niya. You're telling me the administration is pro-Malaysia and anti-Filipino?
I'm not saying that directly, but what we are saying is, we are Filipinos. Why can't Filipinos resolve it among themselves?
Well, I
One.
always wondered.
Two,
Yes.
no. Why not build from what President Ramos started?
Siya nga nag-umpisa niya, di ba 97?
But the Sultanate of Sulu was given a participation. That's why President Ramos created what they call, no, the IAGA, the East Asian Growth Area, where it includes all the Sultanate's property, where revenues, no, will be shared by all. No, and here there was no conflict. Para daw maalis lang yung conflict lang.
Kailan tayo na dismaya? 1997 yun. You're talking with Nur Miswari, together with the OIC. There was a framework, there was an agreement, there were signatories. That was in 1997.
It was enacted.
The MNLF today are saying, you did not complete your part of the bargain, so you are mistaken, and then now we are taken out of the agreement. But simultaneously, the Bangsamoro entity also segregates or puts to the side not only the MNLF, but the Sultan as well.
Correct. And as
But
I said, so what kind of peace will come out?
Okay.
Okay.
At what cost? Tama nga naman. Okay.
What kind of peace? Is it a comprehensive peace? Where, as I said, no, everybody can sit down.
Or the perception of peace while media and this government stays in power.
Isa kang in-announce na there is now a breakthrough, no, in the creation of the Bangsamoro framework.
Yes,
Okay?
correct.
And yet, the next day,
There's
bombardment of the BIFF camp.
Yes.
No?
Until today.
Okay. So, is it not confusing for people to understand? If there is peace, there
Why
should
is
have
it?
been silence.
Yes.
All guns are silenced.
But no less than umbracato with the MNLF. In fact, it was in today's newspaper headline again, in the Star, if I'm not mistaken. Nagbabanta siya that this is going to escalate. This is not going to die down.
I believe so because the MNLF, no, who has nothing to do with Umbracato because Umbracato is with the MILF.
MILF pala si
Yeah,
umbracato.
right? When he broke away,
He broke away. Now MNLF siya uli.
Now,
Bumalik
they're together.
They're
Now,
together. But he's now considered MNLF.
Correct.
Si umbracato.
And it does not guarantee, no, that peace, no, will be resolved because the Tausugs are the warriors. The Tausugs, no, are composed of the islands of Tawi-Tawi, no, Sulu,
Basilan.
Basilan, and Palawan.
So, ang sinasabi mo, the perception that we are receiving or we have been made to believe is peace really, it's not. It's what you read is what you really get. That these people, like the MNLF, yung mga banta nila, are real.
I mean,
That's the tyranny of truth.
Okay, I don't want the president to fail. It will end up just a piece of paper being signed by the International Contact Group, no, led by America, Great Britain,
UK,
Australia, Turkey, no? all of
Turkey nga,
Sinama ko yun now.
nakisali
Because
na rin.
they wanted to make representation that a Muslim state recognizes it also. That's why
Okay.
they chose Turkey.
All right, all right.
But all of this was crafted towards the desired objective of America's, no, trying to contain China. This is just a stepping stone. So that's their, what we call, ultimate interest. To
So-
contain China, they have to have presence in the Philippines.
So they make themselves relevant with these issues propping
Correct.
up.
And
Nakikisawsaw.
we are now playing into this game where we are now even having this quarrel with a neighboring country like China. Because why? Ultimately, once this is granted and created into a law, the Americans will directly negotiate with the new Bangsamoro.
Hindi na dadaan sa
Hindi sa
admin.
gobyerno, hindi na.
Ba't di ba nakikita ng gobyerno yan? Di ba nakikita ng OPAP yan that they're making themselves irrelevant?
Alam mo,
I mean, are they that dense in government?
if you will follow Ging Deres's position, that was the same position they sold to Gloria when the Supreme
MOA
Court
AD.
declared it unconstitutional.
Oh,
So these are the same people framing it on the behest of Malaysia. So nothing has changed. Really.
So pinipilit nila ngayon.
Pinipilit pa rin nila.
Let's go to the Supreme Court. The rule of law and the truth, or what I would call the tyranny of truth. Recently, we have the PDAF. Ni-rule niya unconstitutional on 3 conditions, on 3 decrees or declarations, so to speak. One is the pork barrel is illegal. Unconstitutional. Although it was constitutional, it was provided by law under Congress. But, okay, the Supreme Court being the absolute, the highest court of the land, unconstitutional. Terrific. We all clapped because it was the popular support. 2, bakit sinabi prescriptive? Ibig sabihin, we cannot go back. We have to go forward, November 14, and forward only. Hindi pwedeng balikan. And then number 3, why are the people not made liable, for example, this administration, on their pork barrel? Di ba? Parang ganun eh. So there is something weird, hindi consistent. But surely, but boy, going back, relating the PDAF, the actions of the Supreme Court, and then the relevance of the Supreme Court and how it plays with the Bangsamoro Framework Agreement. The very same people repackaged it. Nilagyan ng bagong ribbon, iba ang decorative wrapping paper, pero pareho, iniba ang pangalan. Pareho din nag-wrap, iba rin, sila rin gumagawa. Ibabalik ngayon nila. Hindi kaya kasi ngayon hawak nila Supreme Court kasi takot ng Supreme Court sa executive at takot sa Congress kasi there is a threat of impeachment. I mean, whether that will push or not. But let's assume even not. Takot naman ng Supreme Court, di ba? Tinanggal nila yung Chief Justice eh.
I would not like to think so, no? Because if that is the case, then we sacrifice transparency. When you say na prescriptive yan, no? Yung mga kasalanan, because remember, PDAF was enacted into law.
Yes.
Okay? All funds that will be spent by government
GAA yan eh,
must
every
be
year.
appropriated.
Correct. Which is,
Nung kinrate yung DAP,
iba yun eh.
bakit yung tinatawag natin na appropriated, okay, itinransfer doon, nawala na ngayon yung tinatawag natin na transparency because until today,
Ayaw ilabas ang
no one
accounting.
explains where the money went. Because why? Naging discretionary.
Which is pork barrel.
Paano yung appropriated, nilipat mo doon naging discretionary?
Correct.
So, doon pa lang yung transparency, no?
Nawala.
Nagdududa yung gobyerno ngayon. Now, paano ngayon makikialam yung Supreme Court na sasabihin mo matatakot siya, no? You cannot reverse from PDAP to DAP. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Now,
And yet there's delay right now.
Paano din niya i-reverse yung most of those that decided during the time of President Gloria, nung dineclare unconstitutional yung MOA AD. These are the
Same
same.
thing.
Same thing. Kaya sabi ko na, I find it hard. Now, the way it's presented lang is quite deceptive. Because when they release portion only of the agreement, the people could not attack something that is unfinished.
Correct.
Unlike before, it was a comprehensive.
Tinira
Nakuha
kagad
namin,
eh. Tinira kagad.
Kasi nakita kagad.
Kita kagad.
Ito hindi mo makitira dahil
Lipat tapos
pinartipasin niya.
Pinaparte-parte. A nice column came out today by Jarius Bundok, one of the more popular editors. And he says, this is the way he puts it. It's really nice. Pag ang babae na rape at may kaso because of the rape, at na-rape na. At humarap na ngayon yung gumagawa, yung testigo, humarap na siya sa korte. At sasabihin niya, tinigil ko na, hindi ko na rin nire-rape eh. Ibig ba sabihin, wala nang ginawang masama yun ng rape? Di ba ganun lang yon? I mean, ginamit ko na yung DAP, ginawa ko na ito, inunahan ko na yung GAA, dinisregard ko ang Congress, inappropriate ko, tapos sasabihin ko sa Supreme Court, hindi, mutin academic eh. Tama nga naman analogy ni Jarius eh.
Pero, you know, I have great respect no, for Jarius and
But
Conrad
it's
de Quiros. Tama siya.
Tama,
Even
tama.
Conrad de Quiros, who, as I said, no, looked at things no, very objectively, was pressing no, in his column, Butch Abad must explain still because you do not escape culpability.
Yes.
Nung may ipit na, ang sabi niya,
Mutin academic.
Mutin academic. Mr. President, paki-explain mo na. Because the popularity of the President is higher.
Yes.
Sabi nga ni Conrad, instead of they taking the bullet for the President, why is it the President taking the bullet for them?
Correct. Don't you think this strategy will remain the same when it comes to the Bangsamoro juridical entity and all the, once they put together the legislative composition of how they're going to do it, pag presenta na naman dyan, sila na naman naharap niyan. Tapos sabihin nila, buti na academic na naman, atras na naman sila. Si Pinoy na naman natatamaan.
Yun ang kawawa. You have here an honest President. Create yung DAP, he was made to believe it was legal.
Yes,
Hindi naman po siya abogado
Saka he didn't sign it eh.
Yung sa MOA AD,
He was also made to believe.
he was made to believe that this is legal. Consultations were made comprehensively. Hindi nila alam, selectively pala.
Oh, select.
So, bakit ka ko kailangan, sabi ko, yung katotohanan from within, no, the circle of power of the President, is not present.
It's not.
Walang transparency. So
Wala.
the people is fed half-truth.
Boy, we're at the bottom of the hour, and can you give me a 1-minute message, exit message to the viewers?
I just wish no, that the people around the President will have more sincere effort no, to make the President, as I said, no, help succeed in this administration. I don't want to see the President where no, he was pushing heaven and earth to find peace in Mindanao, only to find out that it is unconstitutional. The manner by which to achieve peace, yun ang naging unconstitutional. But of course, we want peace. Who does not want peace? I want peace. Mr. Tambuadga, you want peace.
Yes, of course.
Pero at what cost, sabi mo?
Thank you very much, Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just the point. We are made to believe truths that not necessarily are truths, but because of the great propaganda machine called TV. And what you read and what you hear, fallacies, wrongdoings, turn out to be correct and right. You see, there is intent to deceive. There is intent to change the truth, to force you to change your mindset. Ang tawag po sa English niyan, brainwashing. So, be careful. The detergent that they use to wash that brain of yours. So stay with us. We're going to have to take a short break. We're at the bottom of the hour. When we come back, I'm retaining the title, the topic, the tyranny of truth. But I'm going to switch sideways and go towards what I call the Department of Trade and Industry, or better yet, our commerce, to help us understand the finance of where we really are today. Stay with us. Thank you very much.